So looking at lesson 13, looking to convert between fractions and decimals using equivalent fractions. This is probably going to be a review, but just as a little refresher, we'll still do this lesson. What is the value of the number 2.25? Well, we read that number 2 and 25 hundredths, so we can write this as a mixed number as 2 and 25 over 100. Rewrite the fraction in simplest form. Well, 25 and 100 both have factors of 5, so we could start with that and say 25 divided by 5 is 5, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. We can also look at that and say, oh, well, 5 goes into 5, and 5 also goes into 20. So this is 2 and 1/4. What is the value of the number 2 and 25 thousandths? How can this be written as a mixed number? Same as the other one, 2 and 25 over 1,000. So looking at 25 and 1,000, 25 would go into both of them, and so we would have 2 and 1/40th as our solution to that problem. So looking over here on exercise 1, reading the place value numbers. So we have 218 thousandths, and then we're going to have to practice reducing it. These are all pretty straightforward. And then as we look at this one right here, 10/25 is a decimal. Place values for decimals are based on tens. So we would have 10, 10, 100, 1,000, etc. So if we wrote this as hundredths, 25 times 4 is 100, 10 times 4 is 40. So this would be 40 hundredths, which will be written as decimal point 40. 8/40ths could be a little bit different. We could look at it as 8 over 40, and we know 40 can go into 1,000. We can also try to make this go down to tenths. 40 divided by 4 is 10. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this could also be 2/10 as a decimal. So these have us converting using an equivalent fraction. 16 is a little bit harder, but if we look at this and say 3 divided by 16, it's going to be less than 1. And if we put a decimal point here, because 16 does not go into 3, we put down a 0. 16 goes into 30 2 times. Sorry, does not go in 2 times. It goes in 1 time, and that would be 16. We subtract 14. We're going to bring down a 0. How many times does 16 go into 140? Well, it doesn't go in 10 times, but I might want to try 7. 16 times 7 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. 16 times 8 is 48. We have 128, and then we're only 12 away, so that's going to go in 8 times. 16 times 8 is 128. Subtract, and we have 12. I'm going to bring this down, 120. So we have 16 times 7, which was 112. And we have 8. Bring down this is 80. And 16 times 5 is 80. So our answer would be 1,875 10,000ths, because that's what we're going out into for that place value. As far as 7/5, we know that that is an improper fraction, so it's going to have to be more than 1. So 5 goes into 7 1 time with 2 left over, so 1 and 2/5. And we can use our skills of place value to help that out after. This would be another one where doing the long division method, as we did on part A, would be helpful. And then part D, 35/50th, we can easily convert that into a decimal using our place value names.